Welcome everybody to Lord Mayor 2794 is the page number. We're still in 1949. Chapter heading the new life is still continuing. Marvin, would you care to begin the reading?
Okay. Baba then assigned the following duties to the others. Erich, odd jobs with Baba, and any work in town. Nilu, Adi, Pendu, Alaba, Sadashiv, draw and supply water from the well. Daulat Singh, Baba Das, clean cooking utensils and other vessels. Vishnu, do the marketing. And after the 25th, bring it all back without the help of coolies. Gustaji, sweep the hut and assist Babadas and Dalit Singh whenever trunks are to be lifted. Anna 104, keep night watch from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. Ghani, write a daily diary of the new life and do any other work he likes. During one occasion, Gustaji became upset about something, and in a huff, refused to sweep the men's quarters. Baba harshly criticized him, warning him, as well as the others, that disobedience in any respect would not be tolerated. He stated in no uncertain terms, the least hesitation in carrying out orders will amount to violating the oath and breaking the conditions governing the new life. No one should say no, however impossible and meaningless an order may sound. Complete and unflinching obedience is expected. In all other respects, all are equals like brothers and perfectly free. In the afternoon, Baba discussed with the companions their future stay in Benares. Since Baba Das and Sadashiv knew the city well, they were asked to go in advance to make the arrangements. They were to inform Baba when everything was done and await his arrival. The companions had been permitted to bring a few musical instruments with them, and on the morning of the 24th, Baba played the dolak, a drum, and Adi the harmonium as he sung ghazals. The scene once again reminded them of the Manzil and Meme days, when Baba would often play the dolak and sing ghazals from Hafiz and other poets, such as Rumi and Tukaram. Even though there was still a month to go before they left for Benares, Baba, as was his habit, directed Erich to go to town and found out which was cheaper, the bus fare or the train fare from Belgaum to Bombay. Okay. The same day, he asked Ghani to write a poem about the new life. Baba dictated the chorus and indicated to him to incorporate into the poem the chief principles of the new life, such as obedience, suppression of anger, greed and lust, truthfulness, cheerfulness under all circumstances, etc. In fact, Ghani had gotten the inspiration to write a song on the new life from listening to Baba play the dolak. Baba explained to him, the poem will be sung as a prayer each morning before starting the day's activities. In the evening, Anna asked for a raincoat to use during his night watch. Baba admonished him, but then gave it to him. Directly or indirectly, you should never ask me for anything, he stated. I pardon your mistakes now, but I won't be so charitable after December. October 25th was the first day of the training period. Baba called all the companions in the morning and stated, if you have any difficulty, tell me about it today. On my own, I am giving you this opportunity to voice your difficulties. Never, never again will I try to explain and satisfy. I am doing so now because of my promise to help, but this will automatically cease from the 1st of January. Thereafter, only two alternatives will be left to you, either to go on and on, or to leave me at your own responsibility. During the course of this discussion, Adi Sr. flared up, saying He had had his doubts about Baba's real motives and intentions. This controversy brought about a heated atmosphere, and Baba reiterated, I again give you another chance to reconsider whether you want to accompany me or not. You cannot continue to have such moods in this life, which later on might prove millions of times more difficult and trying than what it is today. Even now, I am giving you the chance to decide one way or the other. The decision should be communicated to me by this evening. From tomorrow, there will be no such chance offered again. I am telling this to you not because of Adi's behavior just now. God knows I am telling you the truth because of many other considerations. Today, I am giving you one last chance to continue with me or to give up. God knows, yesterday, I even told Mara for the first time that she, at least of all people, should keep happy and cheerful under the most extreme and trying circumstances. The only difficulty for all is the mind, its moods, and irritability. These alone will make me discard even my most intimate friends and companions. I will not condemn them, but I shall certainly have to discard them. I know how difficult it is to control the mind. Therefore, according to the conditions, your oath and my oath, I must keep these foremost in my mind. Before you decide for the last time, I will help you by first asking about your difficulties. Coming to know of them, I will try to satisfy you, and then you could make up your own minds. Thereafter, no, quote, satisfying business, unquote. Believe me, because I speak the truth. One more point I would like to clarify. I will ask individuals in the presence of all, so that no one should feel that in taking separately, whoops, lost the screen for a moment here. Where is it? Okay, one more point, so that no one should feel that in talking separately, I have gone out of my way to accommodate individuals. Individual difficulties I will try to satisfy, but I will not give any concessions to anyone. So today I will ask each one of his individual difficulties, but there can be no question of special concessions, which is likely to conflict with the spirit of the conditions. Suddenly, turning to Daulat Singh, Baba ordered him to slap him on the face. Daulat Singh did it without the least compunction, and Baba was highly pleased. Baba then made all stand before him, and he touched their feet with his hands. Baba had stated he would learn of the difficulties of each in the presence of all, but a majority favored private interviews to freely unburden their minds and hearts before him. He agreed and sent everyone out, calling each companion in turn. Except for Adi Sr., the interviews were brief, as each reaffirmed their decision to go with Baba, and their individual concerns were negligible. After Adi's interview, Baba called everyone back and stated, Adi had a misunderstanding which I have removed. Now let God help him to keep his mood and mind in hand until the very end. Adi himself feels satisfied, and he will try 100% to keep his mood cheerful. I have promised him nothing. Baba then tackled individual difficulties regarding work, such as Nilu's complaint, he being the manager of the water supply, that 4 people for bringing water from the well were not sufficient. Baba made some alteration accordingly. Soon afterwards, Daulat Singh asked Baba if he could take 2 months' leave.
Thank you, Marvin.
Yeah, go ahead, Pastor Reading.
Rosalie.
What?
Oh, go ahead and read, Rosalie.
Oh, okay. From he wished to settle.
Yes, please.
He wished to settle some family matters at Bangalore. Baba gave him a pitying look and replied, "You still aren't familiar with the new life conditions. I forgive you and give you until evening to reconsider." That evening, though still worried and confused, Daulat Singh said to Baba, "I only want to stay with you." Baba advised, "Forget your worries, keep a merry mood, and carry out your duty with all your heart." Taking into consideration the individual complaints, Baba handed each man and woman an additional blanket. Don received a mosquito net, and 7 of the companions were given white sheets to protect themselves from the mosquitoes. On being informed that a few of the companions had insufficient clothing, Baba ordered that the extra clothes worn during the journey from Ahmednagar to Belgaum could be worn instead of surrendering them to him. Later, Baba remarked, "I do not feel very satisfied at the way the bed sheets were given to only select ones. It smacked of favoritism, though it was not. In the new life, every man is to be treated equally. No thought of small or great is to be entertained." Baba asked Vishnu to buy sheets for everyone and, referring to Don, observed, "In his case, the little consideration in giving him a mosquito net was not a concession or favoritism. Compared to the other men, he has suffered most, and yet he does not grumble. On the contrary, I find him keeping a good and cheerful mood. His taste in food, his habits of sitting, sleeping, toilet, and bathing are altogether different. But without mulling over them, he keeps himself cheerful, not to make a hard life harder. He has been shown some consideration which, in truth, neither a concession nor partiality." Baba fixed the following schedule and assigned final duties for the companions. 5:30 a.m., rise. 6 a.m., tea. 8:30 a.m., lunch. 2:15 p.m., afternoon tea. 6 p.m., supper. 8 p.m., sleep. Vishnu Murli, marketing. Kaka Baidu, cooking, assisted by Murli when available. Erich Dalit Singh, cleaning vessels. Nilu, Adi, Pendu, Alaba, Don, supplying water for both men and women. Don going to the railway station in the morning for mail and telegrams, and cutting the grass in the compound. At night, Daulat Singh's mind was in turmoil, and he kept worrying, asking the other companions if he had committed a mistake. He did not know how to clean pots, but still he was trying, and while doing so, would soil his clothes. His love for Baba was exemplary. Having lost his medical practice and everything he owned during partition, he had left his entire family behind in difficult circumstances to join the new life. I need more words. Baba sent Erich to check on him at night. Erich found him weeping and asked what was the matter. I'm wondering if I have displeased Baba, Dalit Singh replied. Again, as desired by Baba, Erich asked. Baba wants to know if there are obstacles facing your family. According to the new life conditions, nothing was to be kept secret, nor could a lie be spoken. Therefore, Dalit Singh admitted, Baba knows about my family's plight, so I do not worry about it. But I settled my daughter's marriage just before leaving, and I am wondering what will happen in my absence. Now, I do not even think about that. I simply do not wish to displease Baba in any way. I will follow the new life conditions fully. Erich reported this to Baba, who did not comment. Sadashiv and Baba Das were to leave for Benares on the 26th, and Baba came to the men's hut that morning to give them final instructions about their stay in Benares. He directed them, besides locating accommodation for our stay for 20 days from November 25th, find and purchase 2 she-donkeys and 2 cows. Knowing their individual temperaments, Baba advised Sadashiv and Babadas, remain friendly with each other and behave properly. Like the other companions, do not read newspapers or discuss politics, even between yourselves. Eat good, clean food, maintain your health, and help and cooperate with each other. In the event of illness, look after and care for each other. Continuing, Baba explained, only 500 rupees is with Kaka for our 20-day stay in Benares. Try to find a friend or acquaintance of Baba Das who, if willing, can be handed the entire 500 rupees straight off. He should feed me and the companions with whatever quality of food he can afford, and as many times each day for 20 days as he can under these conditions. He should render this service without any obligation. No question of my darshan or seva, service, should arise in his mind. Such service should be treated purely as a business proposition. With these instructions, both men left for Benares. It later proved significant that Baba had directed Baba Das to contact a friend or acquaintance. In the evening, the question of Dalit Singh again arose. Baba repeated, the promise of help I have given will stand until December end. The question, however, is reciprocal. I am seriously helping you, and you all should help me also. If I am angry at any time, you should tactfully remind me that I am getting angry. This mutual help is needed until December. The new life after January 1st, 1950, will be Hawa, par, up in the air. In this new life, we will be caring for the voice of the heart and be deaf to the promptings of the mind. The body will take care of itself. That will be real life, infinitely different from what it is now. Turning to Dalit Singh, Baba concluded, up to now, I have given you advice, taking into consideration your family circumstances and your oath to return home within 2 months in order to help you reach a decision. I shall decide your case tonight in conformity with my oath, your oath, and the conditions of the new life. Tomorrow morning, my decision will be my order for you, which you must obey 100%. Now, don't worry and sleep peacefully. Coming to the men's quarters the next morning, the first thing Baba did was ask about the schedule of trains going to Bangalore. Vishnu said there was one leaving at 9 a.m. Calling Dalit Singh in the presence of all the companions, Baba stated, listen carefully, my friend. I have now decided for you to go back to your old life. I am sending you without any fault on your part and without your having failed me in the least. Those whom I, of my own accord, send back to the old life without any fault are not concerned with the categories of yes wallahs and no wallahs. If you obey and follow 100% certain orders that I will now give you, you will be sharing my new life 100%. 2 points will be ever binding upon you. First, responsibility for anything that happens to you will lie with you and you alone before God. Second, no material or spiritual benefit should be expected of me. But as I am sending you of my own free will, your spiritual connection with me. But as I am sending you of my own free will, your spiritual connection with me remains as before, if I am what you take me to be.
Thank you, Rosalie. Eva, could you unmute and continue reading, please?
Sure. The special orders for you are: 1, until you die, commit no lustful action, even with your wife. 2, never lie, whatever the consequences. 3, for 1 month every year, wear the kafni, long robe, that I will give you, and during this month, live on food gotten by begging. The time and place of begging you can decide for yourself. If these 3 orders are obeyed by you 100%, you will be sharing my new life 100%. Now today, I want to disclose to you all how I have provided for those whom I have left behind, and also for the no-wallahs like Padri. I have kept with Meherji 1,000 rupees for each of them, as well as for my companions in case I die, and for those whom I send back without any fault. So today, I will give you, Daulat Singh, a note with my signature. Go to Bangalore first, and thence as soon as possible to Bombay in order to receive 1,000 rupees for Meherji. After showing him the letter, you can use this amount toward your family expenses. After that, you will have no material connection with me. On receiving the letter of authorization, Daulat Singh departed with a heavy heart, but he actually did live the new life, though away from Baba. By keeping Daulat Singh with his family, Baba made him prove true to his oath. And footnote, Daulat Singh had to beg for food in the town where he and his family resided, and it caused much suffering and humiliation for all concerned. In the afternoon, Baba gathered the men companions in the hut and stated, I want to explain to all concerned how and when to make suggestions. Until the end of December, all can give helpful suggestions with regard to general matters affecting all. Regarding personal matters, no suggestions need be made unless I, of my own accord, invite them. When I myself make inquiries about anyone's personal difficulties, only then should you tell me your difficulty, honestly, frankly, and truthfully, without a tinge of spite or exaggeration. During this period, Baba inquired daily about each man's health. Vishnu had a rheumatic knee, and on the 28th, Baba permitted Don to spend 5 rupees on medicine and 3 rupees for a woolen bandage. Later that day, Baba sent for the men companions and stated, today I wish to explain something concerning the new life after January 1, 1950, that has not been discussed before. After January 1, I might at times make you do things which I might also do. Sometimes I will make you do things which I might not do. In either case, we will all be sharing the new life. I might do anything and ask you to do anything. In this, you must obey my orders instantaneously. Extraordinary and abnormal things will be done by me and carried out by you too, should the picture of the new life I have visualized come true. Normal, ordinary, and natural things also will be done by you and me. What exactly I mean by extraordinary and abnormal things, I cannot tell you now because I myself do not know. I know this much, that extraordinary and abnormal things will happen most of the time. Such happenings will go to make the new life and its sufferings enjoyable. I assure you, the new life, in spite of its acute sufferings, will be wet, joyful, inside and out. I shall now give a few examples as to what I mean by natural, normal, and ordinary things and happenings. However, I wish to impress upon you all that from January 1, the conditions and orders will be the foundation 100% of the new life for you and me, although I am absolutely free from these conditions. The examples of ordinary, natural, and normal happenings that might take place are as follows. You know that the activities of the old life, such as contacting musts and sadhus, have all come to an end. In spite of this, however, in the new life, wherever we go, I might see musts and make you see musts. I might see sadhus and make you see sadhus. I might visit saints and make you visit saints. I might ask any one of you to go to a yogi's hut and pass the night there, if he allows it. I might ask you to bathe in Majzub or sit in a yogi's cave. These instances and many more like these will form the ordinary, natural, and normal happenings of the new life. As for the extraordinary and abnormal things, I cannot say anything except that they will make you enjoy the suffering. This is just to give you an idea and prepare you to help me by obeying 100%. If you all do exactly what I say without the least hesitation, then you will be helping me as I am now trying to help you all. This is the last explanation, and no more of this stuff until we leave this place on November 20. Baba then joined Gustaji in sweeping the men's hut. Gustaji had to keep it clean, sweeping it a few times a day. Since reaching Belgaum, Baba had immediately embarked on sweeping, cleaning pots, offering help in the kitchen, working like a laborer, carrying things on his head, and giving giving a helping hand to one and all with their chores. Besides this, there were daily music programs with Baba playing the Daholak and singing, Adi singing and accompanying himself on the harmonium, and Nilu joining in with finger cymbals. After tea in the afternoon, Baba again drew attention to the fact that the period of training was dependent on mutual help. Since I have been trying to help you, you should also help me. This is why I said you should remind me as soon as you see me getting angry. The greatest help to me will be to do willingly and unhesitatingly anything, even to my person, when I give the order. For example, if I were to put my head on anyone's feet, he should allow it willingly. If I order anyone to kick me, he should do it without feeling the least about it. This is what I mean by your help to me. Previously, in early September 1949, Baba had instructed Keki Desai to find a suitable place for his headquarters, either near Dehradun, Roorkee, Hardwar, or Rishikesh, specifying that the place had to have a small house on it and a well, and be about 5 to 6 miles from the main town. Keki asked if he could select a place near Dehradun, as he already knew several people there, and Baba agreed. Keki was warned not to tell anyone, not even his wife, Dahun, about this work. He was permitted to take Keki Nalavala's help, but not even Nalavala's family was to know that Baba intended to settle in the north of India in the coming months. Keki Desai returned to Dehradun and contacted a friend of his named Balakram, asking for his help in locating a property, but without mentioning Baba's name. Together they and Nalavala set out in a tonga to look at different sites. Traveling through the rural, sparsely populated area, they came to the village of Manjari, Mafi, where Balakram knew someone he thought could help.
Thank you, Evie.
Oh, yep.
Baba's Marilyn Joy Sidus. Can you read now? Unmute first.
Okay. Yes. Balakram's friend was seated in a chair opposite his house, smoking a cigar while reading a novel. They approached him and asked, "Could you, by any chance, help us in buying a 5-acre plot?" "Yes, I think so," the man replied casually. "It has to have a small house on it." "All right. And a well." "Yes, we need it immediately." The man was so friendly that Keki Desai was convinced that Baba had sent them to him. After a few words, they expressed a desire to see the property. The man at once showed them 4 properties. Keki liked the 4th one the instant he saw it, since there was already a small cottage with 2 small rooms and a veranda on it. Although the land had originally belonged to this man, he had sold it to an advocate living in Lucknow, who now wanted to sell it. Kekai took some photographs of the land and sent them to Baba, together with a detailed letter. Baba was happy and called Keki to Meherabad at the end of September. When Keki arrived, he gave Baba all the details, and Baba stated that he, too, liked the 4th selection. Keki was instructed to purchase it. He returned to Dehradun, and a sale deed was drawn up for 9,000 rupees, 8,500 for the land and cottage, and an additional 500 rupees for the standing crop of sugarcane and wheat. After the deed was completed, Keki Desai was again called to Meherzad on 9 October. Baba gave him 28,000 rupees for the land, digging of a well, repairs, and other work. Keki left the following day. When he and the local resident approached the owner without a word of bargaining, Keki, how do you say it? Is it Keki? Is that the correct pronunciation of his name?
We believe so.
Keki, I'm not sure. Opened his briefcase and heaped stacks of rupee notes on the table. In parentheses, "I thought these people were refugees from Pakistan who had fled to India after partition," the local resident later was called. The seller was surprised they had such faith in him without ever having met him. He wrote a receipt and gave it to them, and the registration of the sale deed was done the following day. One problem solved, but another loomed before Keki. Baba had ordered him in Meherabad that beside buying the property, he had to arrange for Kaikobad to stay on it for 5 months prior to Baba's arrival. Baba had paid Kekai 500 rupees for this purpose, telling him to arrange for Kaikobad's meals. Scroll up, please.
Thank you. So Keki asked the local gentleman, a friend of ours is going to stay here for 5 months. Could you possibly arrange for his food? We will pay you 500 rupees. The gentleman replied, I can arrange for his food, but there is no need to pay me. It is Baba's order. Food cannot be accepted without payment, Keki insisted. Which Baba? The man asked. Meher Baba, our master. He had never heard the name and jokingly replied, all right. If it is your Baba's wish, I'll accept the money. Keki handed him the amount, and now this matter too was settled. But the property had no well. The man offered to have a well dug, and Keki and Nalavala were happily surprised by his cooperation and help. Their hearts were full at Baba's secret game. It was as if the man had been waiting to make all the required arrangements for Baba's stay. Still smiling, the man asked, who is this Meher Baba? Keki Desai answered, he is a great personality, but he neither meets nor gives darshan to anyone. According to his wish, we cannot allow you to meet him. Meher Baba will come with his companions, but he will not see anyone. The man was puzzled, but before he could question them further, they left for Dehradun, where they sent a telegram to Baba informing him of the purchase of the plot at Manjri Mafi. Keki then returned to Delhi. Keki Nalavala would visit the property occasionally to ensure that the repairs were going according to schedule. Who was this anonymous local benefactor? Age wanted to know. He was once a staunch communist who had served almost 10 years in prison for agitating for independence against the British. He was a revolutionary freedom fighter who had tried to overthrow the government and who consequently had undergone many hardships for his part in the Indian independence movement. While in jail, he was responsible for leading an insurrection for which he was made to sit on hot corrugated tin sheets in the middle of summer and was thrown into solitary confinement. Excuse me. One night in December 1945, fretting over his miserable lot, he burst out with this prayer: Mr. God, if you really exist, free me from jail by tomorrow morning. If I am released, I will gladly accept you. Although this man was a confirmed atheist, his spontaneous outburst had come from the depths of his heart. Mr. God, quote unquote, Mr. God heard his prayer. Amazingly and unexpectedly, early the next morning, he was set free from prison. The man was none other than Shatrughna Kumar Gildial. Okay, known as Kumar. Mr. God had not only listened to his prayer, he was about to come to see him in person. Meanwhile, in Belgaum, while discussing the Manjri Mafi property on the morning of Saturday, 29 October 1949, Baba explained to the companions, the Hardwar property, as you all know, has been acquired in the names of Erich Kakabaria and Keki Desai of Delhi. It is similar to the Belgaum property, but it is possible there won't be any rats there. The place is nearly 4 miles from Dehradun and 28 miles from Hardwar proper. It is on the Dehradun and Hardwar Road and happens to be almost equidistant from Rishikesh, Bhakjarathi, Tapovan, and other holy places in that region of the Himalayas. Although geographically speaking, the property is much nearer to Dehradun than Hardwar, I have been describing it as the Hardwar property, and that's in quotes, Hardwar property, for a particular reason. The new life for us all will have more to do with Hardwar, Rishikesh, etc., than with Dehradun, which will have only 1% importance comparatively. This Hardwar property is situated at a village called Manjri Mafi. The name of the village means cats are forgiven. Oh, and that's in quotes. So, Baba joked, perhaps this implies that there aren't any rats there. Continuing, he stated, this Hardwar property has a small structure consisting of 2 rooms, a veranda, kitchen, and bathroom. It all sounds good. Anyway, it has been bought. A will has been made, and it is now with Ramju. The contents of the will you must all know, because in this new life, everything is to be open and frank, with no secrecy about anything. As I have told you, the property is acquired in the names of Erich, Kaka, and Keki Desai. If one of them dies, the remaining 2 will use or manage it. If 2 of them die, the one surviving will use and manage it. If all 3 die, the property automatically goes to the 4 arrangement wallas. The understanding is very clear. The property is in the name of the 3 above mentioned men. It does not belong to them by way of private ownership. In the event of 1, 2, or all of them dying, the property can never go to their legal heirs. It is for the use of all during their lifetime and after their death. After my death, the companions may do anything they like. They may stay at the Hardwar property or choose to live their own life. One thing is clear, that if even one of my companions, such as Nilu, chooses to stay there, he can do so without the least hindrance or bother. Gani asked, what will happen to the property when all the companions and arrangement wallas are dead and gone? Smilingly, Baba humorously replied, this is like the Agatha Christie novel, and then there were none. What is the sense in bothering about things when all die? Let anything happen. Who cares? Resuming the topic under discussion, Baba stated, now nothing in India belongs to me or stands in my name. This land of 22 acres at Belgaum was originally in my name. It was to be transferred to Vishnu's cousin, Indu's husband, Vishwanath Haidankar, on payment of a nominal sum. But Vishnu proposed a noble suggestion that that besides receiving the sum, a portion of the land, about 4 acres on which the present structures stand, be allowed to stand in the name of MEHER. This arrangement is therefore approved, since MEHER is in the new life and will never go back again. This piece of land is to be looked after by Haldankar Sushila, Derokur, Indu's sister, and the arrangement wallas. Conditions of property management and usage will apply to this case as that of the Hardwar land and property. Now let us stop all questions and arguments, insinuations and doubts. Even in the training period you are going through, take it as an order of training that you must accept anything I say unquestioningly. Those of you who imagine I am still in my old life ways will not be able to stay with me until the end. I am telling you the truth. Henceforth, there is to be no secrecy, no privacy, favoritism, no fooling or promises. All will be clean and above board. I do not want to go against my oath even 1%, and I won't let any of you compromise my oath. Although this land now belongs to Mera, I do not want it to belong to her by possession. This means that when and after Mera dies, the land should not be claimed by her relatives. Take it for certain, Baba will not come here to Belgaum again, nor will the ladies. After Mera's death, however, the land question should be decided and settled by the execution of a will, a draft of which should be prepared and the same be attested to by witnesses.
Thank you, Marilyn Joy. I'll take a turn now. There will be a clause in the will to say that after Mera's death, the property will go to the 4 arrangement wallas, Sarosh, Ramju, Meherji, and Nariman. They will be expected to preserve the land by way of a memory or monument of our stay here at the beginning of the new life. The arrangement wallas may use the land as they like and allow Sushi and Haldunkar to use it when they like. This land, however, must not be sold. In the course of further conversation, Baba became upset at some irrelevant questions. Because of his irritated reaction, he ordered Nilu and Ghani to twist his ears, which they did. In the afternoon, Baba stated, I wish to draw your attention to one particular point which was overlooked in this morning's discussion. From January 1, you all know we have no money. We either beg or earn our food. One point that is to be remembered by one and all is that no food should be preserved for the next day when we shift from one place to another. Every day will be a new day for us in this new life. But if we happen to stay more than a day at a particular place, and if there is any extra food left over, it should be preserved for the next day. All should remember this particular aspect of the new life. Gathering the companions on the morning of Sunday, 30th October, 1949, Baba informed them that the 4 women had slept well the previous night. Again, he reverted to the topic of his help. The period of help will end on December 31, and so last night I was calculating the time factor and its adjustment. We will leave Benares on December 10. From the 10th to the 31st, we will be going on foot and begging wherever possible. My help during this training period will continue. From January 1 onwards, although we will still be going on foot and begging, help from me will be stopped. And when I say that help will come to an end, it will be like the end of creation in Mahapralaya. Whoops, I had a footnote. Mahapralaya is the great dissolution of the universe. Before leaving Benares, I will have to adjust all the details. From Benares, we shall be walking toward Hardwar, which we hope to reach by the end of March 1950. Therefore, the help of the training period will continue on the way to Hardwar until the end of December, as we leave Benares on the 10th of December. This calculation has made me feel the necessity of adjusting everything so that alongside the ordinary normal life of begging, etc., you should be able to face the abnormal and extraordinary happenings too, in as easy a manner as possible. If the picture I have in mind takes shape, the abnormal and extraordinary happenings for you all from April 1950 onward will be an everyday affair. Although I said we stay at Hardwar for 2 or 3 months, it does not mean we shall stay there all the time. I may arrange for the ladies to stay at the place, and we shall perhaps keep on going and coming. That is the hazy picture I have before my mind's eye at the moment. I can say this much, that after we leave Hardwar, life for us will be life in the real sense. All this has made me feel that before we leave Benares on the 10th of December, we should be able to stay in Benares for 25 days. That is the calculation I was doing last night. After the 1st of January, wherever we stay, it will not be for training purposes. It all needs calculation and adjustment, which will have to be done thoroughly at Benares before we leave the place. In this connection, I may perhaps require Dawn to go ahead to Dehradun or Delhi to secure or study maps and to bring some things I require for the ladies. Therefore, the arrangement wallahs were informed about the 25-day stay in Benares, and Sadashiv Patil was sent this telegram, care of the station master at the Benares cantonment. We leave Belgaum on 12th November, arriving Mughai Sarai 15th early morning, and will stay in Benares bungalow from 15th November for 25 days. Arrange food for 25 days for 600 rupees. Wire reply immediately. William Donkin. After tea in the afternoon, Baba asked Don to study the map and inform him of the nearest and most convenient route from Benares to Hardwar, which they could travel on foot. Baba then explained to the men, the 4 ladies have nothing to do with conditions. I decide everything for them. But since they are to be with us to the end, I keep on explaining the conditions to them. My oath is so irrevocable that from January 1, not a single one from among you will remain with me. That is what I foresee. So we'll start next week on top of page 2809.
Did we stop the recording?